So as you guys know, a lot of stuff has been going on behind the scenes here at Bog Panda, whether it's launching a hot sauce, which Kelly totally supports, making great t-shirts
I support that.
with a hot sauce to go with it. But one of the things that's been going on that hasn't been as fun was, of course, I got my Vader 2600 and it arrived broken into pieces. So just a quick recap for you guys. I reached out to them. It was late on a Saturday, but they got back to me right away. DK Oldies. They did offer me if I wanted to keep the broken one, a nice discount on that. But again, it was broken, so I think not to do that. But they didn't have any more of the Vaders in stock. So we came to an agreement where I got some store credit, which was awesome, and I used that, including for an Atari 2600 game, Empire Strikes Back, at Kelly's recommendation. See, we're always looking out for each other. He gives me cool 2600 advice. I make him into a hot sauce. So we do. Um, but they said that they would find a new Vader, buy it, clean it up, and send it out to me within 2 weeks. And that happened. I received the new Vader, and I'll send a couple pictures to Kelly so he can show you here. But I mean, it looks startlingly clean. Um, the only thing that I would say, I mean, I have to imagine that they scrubbed this until they stripped everything, repainted it by hand just to look this way. And also, too, they not only sent me another copy of Combat, so I sent them back the one that they had sent me. They sent me two controllers as well. This time it was two brand new Atari 2600 controllers, not original ones. So I sent them back the original ones. I kept the brand new ones. So I mean, it looks like a brand new system at this point, which is great. The only thing that would give away that this wasn't like a 2600 plus Vader edition is the cord on the back has, you can tell there was some wear on there. It's still, everything works, everything's great, but that's the only place where you can see, oh, this is 40 years old when you're looking at it. So yeah, it looks great. It looks great on my shelf. I'm pretty happy. I'm still gonna probably buy an Atari though, thanks to the another Atari, thanks to the recent announcement of a 7800 plus that's coming out as well, which I'm sure we'll talk about at some point. But so I even have a space for that on my shelf already. I sent Kelly a picture because I have an HDMI splitter set up next to that shelf, and I have it labeled for a space for the 7800 plus already. Spoiler alert for our skip it listed buy it on that one.
So have you, most importantly, have you played Session on your
Yes,
Vader?
yes, it did. Yep, that's that session. So in addition to obviously being the best album on Atari 2600, as far as I can tell, only album on Atari 2600, um, it is a great way to see if there's power to your system before you go through the whole process of setting it up. Because there's a light that lights up inside of it, and thanks to the awesome translucent case that Kelly printed out for it, you can see that light blinking. So that's how I know that the system has power. So it actually ended up becoming a really good beacon of hope when I was dealing with the first one and figuring out how to set all this up.
Yeah. So, power supply, is it an OG power supply or do they get you just, is there another, power supply going into it? Because on, so I had loaned my, 2600 out, my tele games out to, a relative and eventually got it back with a couple extra new games that he had bought. Said it doesn't work anymore. And so eventually we got a show on that where I refit, and I'm no big mechanical problem solver, but I was able to figure out, oh, power supply's dead. That's one thing that's going to contribute. There are a few other things, but the power supply being dead was a significant contributing factor to it not working. So is this an Atari labeled power supply or kind of a
I
generic?
don't believe that it is. No, I think it's a third party.
That's good. because if it hasn't stopped working, it will. I mean, 30-year-old power supplies, yeah, going to be a problem eventually. So that's good. Um, I know that you did some work to uh, get it to be able to display. Is that something you want to tackle on another show later? We just want to kind of update people.
Yeah, because I we could probably tackle that later because I can get some video for that. There's also another method that I've come across
Okay.
that I want to try because it seems like so a lot of people have kind of disregarded this method, and I saw a couple of people talking online and they figured it out. And I think that we can do a video. I could test it and we can do a video to see if this really works.
Yeah, fair enough. Yep. And then we kind of remind people on the approach that I've taken as well, so they can kind of see a couple routes, because you want to load up on those 2600s so that when session becomes available, mass produced on an Atari movie cart, that you can get the best album on the Atari 2600.
I mean, while you're watching movies on the 2600, you're probably going to get hungry. You're going to bite into whatever it is. You're going to think, wow, this is really bland. If only I had something that could spice it up. Kelly and I have got you. Slap sauce.
Uh, to find out other ways that Mike continues to torment me, be sure to subscribe to the Bog Panda YouTube channel. Hit that bell for notifications on my eventual spiraling into depression. And daily, though, you can hear Mike and I wax poetically for less than a minute on Hard No, the world's shortest podcast. And check out the merch store, home of Mario Who. So, or Mari Who, I guess would be the appropriate way to say that and stay clear from the Nintendo thugs. So check that out as well.
Bog Panda.